To our esteemed panelists and fellow researchers, good day. Welcome to the presentation of our study on meta-analysis of the removal of microplastics of biological and chemical wastewater treatment. Today, we embark on a critical exploration to understand the effectiveness of wastewater treatment methods in mitigating the growing threat of microplastics in our ecosystems. Here is a photo of our research poster. To begin with the background, our domain, which is microplastic pollution or microplastics, has emerged as a global environmental problem, infiltrating water bodies worldwide. Recent studies such as from Osorio et al. In 2021 illustrate the microplastics in the estuary of Pasig River. This contamination primarily originates from wastewater discharge, thus necessitating our subdomain, which is to seek for further effective removal strategies. Our research aims to evaluate the efficiency of different wastewater treatment methods, chemical and biological, in eliminating these microplastics from the water. According to USGS in 2018, wastewater treatment plants are utilized to remove as many suspended solids or contaminants in the water before they are discharged back into the environment. There are two standard wastewater treatment methods, chemical and biological treatment. This is a diagram summarizing the flow of our methodology. Firstly, we conducted a database selection wherein we could narrow down possible databases to the ones available and accessible through DLSU libraries. These are the PubMed and Scopus databases. Secondly, we employed a search strategy wherein we used words like microplastic, wastewater, sewage, effluent, and treatment, and limited the search to related studies only from 2014 to the present will be gathered. Thirdly, we employed specific inclusion and exclusion criteria to be elaborated in the next slides to broaden our search further and find literature applicable to our research. Fourth, the study selection was done to appraise the already filtered research. There will be 4 reviewers to appraise the works to figure out if it's fit for our objectives and research questions. If there were to be a tie in the appraisal voting, we would seek advice from a 5th reviewer. The Prisma diagram will be used to visualize the study selection process and document workflow seamlessly. Fifth, the data extraction wherein the data we need, namely the study characteristics, key performance indicators, namely the microplastic size before and after treatment in micrometer and in nanometer, the removal efficiency in percentage, and lastly, the concentration in milligrams per liter. For the data analysis, these concepts are to be employed. The effect sizes, which quantify the magnitude of the difference between variables, will be calculated through risk ratio to measure the efficiency of wastewater treatment plants. The heterogeneity of the study will be calculated through I-squared alongside with Cochrane's Q. As the I-squared test is complementary to Cochrane's Q, the expressed percentage value of the heterogeneity will help us interpret the degree to which it is present among the studies. Then, a fixed effects model will be used to determine heterogeneity as it acknowledges the likeliness of the variation between the effect sizes due to different methodologies, geographical locations, and other factors among the studies. Lastly, the gathered data from multiple studies will be presented in forest plots for visual representation and to determine statistical significance. To further elaborate on the search strategy, these are screenshots of our preliminary search in the said databases with our keywords. Moving on, these are the specific inclusion-exclusion criteria to be employed in our methodology. For the inclusion criteria, the studies must report empirical data on the performance of chemical and/or biological wastewater treatment methods. They must be published in peer-reviewed journals. They must provide quantitative data on micropollutant abundance or removal. And they should be conducted at various scales, including laboratory, pilot, or full scale. For the exclusion criteria, these are the studies to be excluded. These are conference abstracts and non-peer-reviewed publications, studies with insufficient or incomplete data, duplicate publications, and lastly, studies conducted before the year 2014. For the study's data analysis, the aforementioned key performance indicators of wastewater treatment plants, such as the removal efficiency and microplastic size before and after treatment, will be analyzed through systematic review, whereas the concentration of microplastics will undergo data analysis using the software RevMan. The effect sizes and the mean differences will be calculated to measure the performance of biological and chemical wastewater treatment plants. It is the equation MD is equal to x sub 1 minus x sub 2, where x sub 1 is the mean outcome in the first group and x sub 2 is the mean outcome in the second. The mean difference is used to estimate the amount by which the outcome of the two groups changes on average. Numerous statistical tests will be employed to quantify the degree of heterogeneity in the study, such as tau squared, I squared, and Cochrane's Q test. The higher calculated heterogeneity indicates a higher variability among the effect sizes. The calculation involves the following formulas: formula for Cochrane's Q, formula for I squared, and lastly, formula for tau squared. Now for tau squared, the greater value between either 0 or its resulting value from the formula will be chosen to ensure that the calculated value is non-negative. After determining the heterogeneity from the statistical tests, the degree in which it is present in the study would be observed, wherein 0 to 40% indicates low heterogeneity, 30 to 60% is moderate, 50 to 90% is substantial, and 75 to 100% is high. With this, a fixed effects model will be employed. The weight of each study is given from how precise its results are. The more precise the result, the larger its weight and contribution to the overall effect estimate. Here is the photo of our forest plot. The findings of the study shows that the average microplastic removal is at 93% across studies, with the biological treatment method showing more promising results when compared to the chemical or combined methods, though further research is needed to confirm these statistics and findings. The study suggests that future investigations should focus on optimizing the approach of combined treatment methods and considering different microplastic characteristics to improve removal efficiency. Overall, the meta-analysis provides insights on enhancing wastewater treatment methods and addressing microplastic pollution, which thereby promotes global sustainability efforts. That is it for our presentation. Thank you for listening.